start the video with just Jacob explaining the entire story of Kingdom Hearts. You can do that for us, right? It
So
won't
the
take long.
opening of Kingdom Hearts is is a song. It goes, "When you walk away, you won't hear me say please," and that's actually the theme of the all of the games stretching out, because no one listens to Sora, but boy do they wish they would because he knows everything. Anyways, Donald symbolizes trust. Goofy symbolizes greed, and Sora symbolizes childlike wonder. Now we have to wonder, see what I did there, about what this actually means in context of the game. Because the actual story of the game is there's a group of black cloaked people that includes Mickey Mouse, but doesn't include Mickey Mouse, and also includes Final Fantasy characters, but doesn't include Final Fantasy characters, also Resident Evil characters and Disney characters, and they're all connected through space, and you have to
Sorry to
go
interrupt
rescue
you.
them.
He
Uh
just shit his pants.
oh.
Like real hard.
My God!
uh yeah, look at that face. He's like, what have I done?
Oh
Um,
no, Dad, I did a thing.
what a way to open the show.
That was beautiful, Lachlan. Thank you.
You're good at this. He's a
Well,
natural.
not a Kingdom Hearts fan, that one.
Kingdom Hearts. He shits his britches whenever you
He was
talk about.
excited about Kingdom Hearts and excited to be on press start this week. That's
Yay!
right. Not only was Luke gone for a little bit there, he came back with another person. Our new
Yeah.
cast member, Lachlan James Jameson. Look at him go.
What a little laugh.
He's gonna be our bad take scapegoat. He's gonna be like our Stephen A. Smith. He's just gonna say horrible takes
Yeah,
that
he
make no
hates
sense.
Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim.
Not enough water.
Yeah. Whatever that game was, Abandoned, is gonna be the
Mm.
next.
Game of the year.
The guy that's behind that will be the next Kojima.
Yeah.
Xbox will close down in a year, Sony in 2 years, and the Google Stadia will take over. Just you wait.
No, not even Google Stadia. Whatever the Amazon one is, Luna.
Amazon Luna. I've never actually heard of any human being using a Luna before.
Did you hear? I think it's just a joke, but I saw on the internet today someone said that Amazon is making their own version of Steam called Vapor, which I would love.
That'd be pretty great. I wouldn't use it, just like how no one else uses anything else. Yeah, because everyone's using Amazon Luna.
Like, if anybody could make that work, it would be Amazon. Like with Amazon Prime, where they just give you like, it'd be like a Game Pass competitor, an actual Game Pass competitor.
Hey man,
I
we'll
know.
see. But you have to put up with
The
New
New World
World's
for
wait
free.
times.
Well, my buddy Michael, so he never wanted to play New World, let's be real, but he sent out a message to all of us in the party that had been playing New World together. He's like, I've decided to stop playing New World because I saw that 3 people had their graphics cards start smoking and break down. It only happens with like Gigabyte 3090s. He doesn't have either of those. He was just looking for a reason not to play the game, I think. But it is true. New World still, apparently, if you have a Gigabyte 3090, it can like totally brick the card
Oof.
randomly. If you have like all your settings maxed out, which you will if you're playing on a 3090 and an uncapped frame rate. So
Well, there you
just
go.
breaks the cards. Like they start actually smoking. They overheat.
Well,
I
they
know.
definitely need a. Well, they'll probably get that figured out, and they'll probably go for. We need a definitive edition of it before we get to that. Wait a minute. A definitive edition of something I saw on Twitter right as it was tweeted somehow because I'm a god and then didn't like or retweet or anything. But literally, it got post. I woke up early yesterday by mere coincidence of the cosmos, and I witnessed it. The GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. People have been talking about it for some time. A couple of months now. I don't think it goes back too far. I remember in like February, people were like, "Oh my God, they're doing Red Dead Redemption remastered, and they're gonna release it with Red Dead Redemption 2 with some updates." But this is not that. This is something different. So I think we're all okay-ish GTA fans.
Yeah, I mean,
Kinda.
I will say they ported most of these. I don't know about 3. They ported a lot of these to mobile. So you can like play them on your iPhone or iPad, which is fun. But I mean they're old, and they were cutting edge at the time, but they're old and it shows. Even like something as simple as the control scheme has aged pretty badly. So I think this is cool. It's a no-brainer for them. They say it's got graphical improvements, modern gameplay enhancements for all 3, and it maintains the classic look and feel. That could pretty much mean anything. I don't know if they're just tweaking textures. I don't know if they're actually gonna like rework models, because then I don't think it looks like the original if you do that. So I
Yeah.
really don't know what this will be like. Yeah. I don't know, but we're gonna see. But I think it's good. This type of thing is just a no-brainer. I think it's easy for the studio to put together. Fans love it. It's easy money.
Easy,
Yeah.
easy money coming to a lot of consoles, including some mobile ports, as you spoke of. I guess they're doing mobile ports with this.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
mobile comes early half of next year, or the first half of next year. But later this year, it's PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
I want to know for the mobile. Like, I think most of these on mobile are like $6, 5, $6. So I want to know if they're gonna also be like $10, which is standard for mobile, or if they're gonna try to sell the collection for like $60 on mobile, since that's probably what they're charging. Maybe 40. They might do 40,
Maybe
but
40.
I
Well,
don't
we'll
know.
have
We'll
to see
see
what
how the
the.
pricing works out.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it actually looks, because you never really know with these. Like that's the thing with Mafia we talked about so many months ago, where they have there's 3 Mafia games. They're all definitive editions. Mafia 1 definitive edition is a from the ground up remake. Mafia
Amazing.
2 definitive edition, upscaled graphics, whatnot, looks a little bit better, sounds a little bit better. Mafia 3 definitive edition is like the DLC with the game. So
That
it's
still
all
doesn't
different
work,
things.
by the way.
And it's not that good. The
Yeah.
story's kind of fun. I like that a little bit.
Well, I tried playing it and I couldn't get through the tutorial section because it kept freezing and soft locking, even on PS5. So it's just not great. Not great.
Is that the game? Did I show you that video where the guy's mom comes in and she's like, "Go to the bathroom," and he goes, "Not yet." I think he's playing Mafia 3. Here's a clip of that hilarious video.
Not yet. What the hell?
Go to the bathroom! You're shitting yourself!
Not yet. What the hell?
Go!
Like a
That one. I don't know if it's Mafia 3 or not, but there it is. It's a really funny video. Watch the whole thing.
I'm
It's a hoot and a
intrigued.
half.
and a half.
Speaking of, it's a hoot and a smash. It's a hoot. That doesn't work.
Wow. That was a bit of a stretch.
That
You
was
guys keep
bad.
going. I'm gonna go change him. I'll be back. Keep going
Oh.
through. I'll be back.
Oh.
I see. Right as we start talking about something based in Japan, right out the
Sure.
He
door,
leaves.
he
Well,
runs.
Racist.
if you're holding a little man who's dripping on you some strange liquid, you would probably go deal with it too.
Well, yeah, that works.
Look, he's so
Yeah.
cocky. He's so full of
He's
himself.
like,
Well,
whatever.
I'll be back. Keep going.
That's actually how most people reacted when they found out Sora was going to be the new Smash Bros. Character. They
shit their
shit
pants.
themselves. They went, "Oh my god!" and then they shit themselves.
Oh my god.
So it's neat.
People are happy about it.
I like it. I like the call. It also, it means something else alongside that. I mean, we talked about this a bit on the Tuesday show. It's
Yeah.
a bit, it's cool. Neato, as they say, the cool kids. But yeah, it's just Sora and Kingdom Hearts. It's the last one too, so if there's anyone else you were hoping for, no chance of that coming to
I'd
Ultimate.
look. No.
That's gonna be it right there, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. But it brings with it some other news with the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary, which brings the series to Switch, and I think it's just cloud versions. Is that right,
Yeah.
or is it?
Nope,
Wow.
just cloud versions. It's like a big bundle where you will understand this more than I will. 1.5 and 2.5 remix, 2.8, 3 plus remind. Apparently, that's 3 games.
Pretty much. No. 1, 2, 4. That's 5 games, I guess.
That
Technically 4 games. Or no, is that 3 games? Because I'm not sure what 2.8 is. I have no idea what the fuck 2.8 is, so that doesn't matter. No journalism on that. That's nonsense. That's just a Kingdom Hearts things. 1.5 and 2.5 are probably the only two I would say people need to jump into. They're good fun.
it was like on the banner. It's you might need to Google it. Other search engines are available. It's like Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 remix, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, Kingdom Hearts 3 plus Remind. And when I was typing it up, I was like, I have no idea what any of this means.
It's all just it's either remasters of games or what they call remixes, because they're
Disney.
great music in those. But I have no idea what 2.8 is. I probably never will. 3 plus Remind, I have a rough idea what that is. It's good. I would say, of course, if you do desperately want to play some Kingdom Hearts and you never have, 1.5, 2.5 remix, A-okay. It's borderline funny, unless you're... Yeah, I play it a little bit ironically and a little bit genuinely, which I think is a good balance for Kingdom Hearts. Cloud version for Switch, that's neat and all. I've never played a cloud game on Switch, so we'll see how that goes. But it also comes with some sweet, sweet merch. What kind of merch are we looking at, Cammy?
More importantly, a pretty amazing looking chess set. I'm
Really
not gonna
cool.
lie, it is really cool.
It's
like
pretty
normally merch for video games is like a bit touch and go. These look pretty cool. They've got some like suitcases and stuff like that, but the chess set is looking pretty nice.
They went kind of unique with it, and that's pretty, that's fitting, I guess, for a series as butt fucking insane as Kingdom Hearts. So chess set looks cool.
Yeah, shall we continue with all the Japanese stuff while Luke's away? So
yeah, we
he's
gotta
not
rush through the
offended by
Japanese
it?
stuff.
Rush through it.
We gotta talk about one that probably, I don't know, was this expected? I heard some things about this. I heard some rumblings in advance to the good old Yakuza creator, a game series Cammy is very fond of.
I am very fond of
me
Yakuza.
less so. Not so
Do you
much.
play the Yakuza game?
No. From what I've seen, I feel like I might be
No.
okay with it, but it seems like the kind of game I'd be into for 3 hours and then stop. But of course, no way to know for sure without giving it a try, so we'll do that one of these days. But what's going on with the Yakuza creator?
Yeah, this is where I absolutely butcher his name, so I'm sorry. Toshihiro Nagoshi. Hope I've said that right. Yakuza series creator. He also opened up his own studio, which I cannot pronounce, but it's people know it as a RGG studio. He helped set up Sega, keep that old company afloat. He's leaving. He's leaving both Sega and his own studio. And so is the Yakuza series former producer. Again, I'm sorry if I pronounce these names wrong. Daisuke Sato? Yeah, I think I've said
That
those
sounds
right.
right. Daisuke Sato.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about.
Daisuke Sato. Just
those
say it like that.
like
Nice
really
and
mechanical.
stiff, yeah.
Daisuke Sato.
There you go.
Thanks. They're leaving. They're leaving Sega and their studio. It's a sad time because they're pretty great guys. Like they set up a pretty damn good thing. But I mean, in their statements, it's like pretty obvious. There's no bad blood or anything. It's just one of these things. I think the studio is reaching 10 years old. They've been at Sega for a lot more than that, and it's kind of just like it sounds to me like they both just wanted to move on to something new. So kind of sad because no more Yakuza from those peeps, but kind of not too bad because studio's been left in good hands. Studio will continue with the current series producer. I cannot pronounce that. Masayoshi?
Masayoshi Yokoyama.
We'll just call him Yoshi.
That's
Yoshi.
racist. Actually, that's not racist. That's just shorthand. Yoshi Yokama?
Uh,
Fuck, now I can't do it.
the guy.
That guy.
God.
That guy. You'll have to
That
put in the
guy.
like, you know when they have the like Google Translate lady say the name, you'll have to put that in.
Oh, there
over
we
us
go.
saying-
Yeah.
So current series producer, the guy behind Yakuza Like a Dragon. He's taking over as the studio head. Seems like he's in pretty good hands because Like a Dragon did ridiculously well, and Like a Dragon's also getting a sequel. So there's the Yakuza news. Kind of sad, kind of like inevitable. Just people moving on, doing new stuff.
Just how it goes sometimes. Hopefully
Life
Hopefully
just
it won't be
how
a
life
balanced
is.
Wonderland situation once again. With I think Yuji Naka, creator of Sonic, spinning off from Sega, or was it with Sega? It was. He went to Square Enix, I think, to make a game, and it's so bad. I get like some people's reviews. It's like it's all right. It is so bad. It is shocking that it's the same human being that worked on those original Sonic games. It's horrible, but hopefully that doesn't happen again, because that would be bad. Wow, he's back, and he put the baby somewhere else. Magic.
Ooh.
Speaking of magic, boy, oh boy, was there some magic happening behind the scenes with this Twitch breach.
With the tweet.
With the Twitch breach.
Breach.
The Twitch breach. Good old breach. We got to see some money-making people, some people that were just shocked that all the money that they were giving to streamers was going to streamers. And now they have a lot of money because of all the money that they have. And it's bad or good? It doesn't... I don't know. I don't have any hot takes on this. I think it's just... I guess it puts it into perspective for some people.
It's funny because we were talking about this before we started recording. For me, I think a lot of people, like, obviously, if you thought about it for 2 minutes, you'd realize these people are very wealthy. I think it's a little more real when you see the actual dollar amount that they took in a single month or over the course of a 2-year period. But all of this, like, it's just sub counts. So, like, you take the sub count and then you multiply it by 2.5. You'll figure out how much they make from subs. But I think the thing is, like, Twitch kind of like to be successful on Twitch to some extent, you have to sort of heavily imply that you're just like the viewer. So, or you have to appeal to them in all sorts of ways. So, like, Pokimane got in a bunch of trouble and it was a scandal because she was intentionally hiding that she had a boyfriend. Like, anybody, like, it doesn't matter. But the reality was a lot of guys, neckbeards, were donating to her because they were like, one day we'll go on a date. And then they find out she's got a boyfriend and they feel betrayed. And then, like, these guys, like XQC, his stream looks like it was thrown together for $30 at Walmart. And that's appealing because it makes him feel like like one of your guys. It's very relatable. People don't realize he's making $750,000 a month, right? So that's the thing. Like, these huge streamers at the very top, there's a reason they don't buy, there's a reason they don't have a whole studio and they don't invest millions of dollars in it like Nick Merckx has done. There's a reason they don't do it, and they don't do it because then the illusion of being just like you goes away. So they keep it very basic. They make it seem like they're just one of you guys. And then something like this happens and people are like, oh, right. Yeah, you don't need my $5. You're okay. And that's why some people like Moist Critical and XQC and those guys were pretty peeved that these numbers leaked, even though anybody that thought about it, like I said, could figure this out. I think it's because it kind of lifts the veil and the illusion breaks, and it hurts their bottom dollar for sure. I mean, oh no, he might make $500,000 this month instead of 750. But it was funny how this went viral and people were freaking out because like everybody knew this.
I just found it funny.
It's pretty
Like,
goofy.
it didn't concern me at all. Like, if someone said to me, like, oh, there's been a Twitch breach, because obviously I stream on Twitch sometimes, they're like, oh, there's been a Twitch breach, like, you consider anything? I'm like, no. Like, should I be? Like, I think anyone who goes on Twitch for more than 2 seconds knew all of this stuff anyway. Like,
It should have been known by everybody. And the fact that it wasn't, that just, of course, goes into the whole, that's kind of the persona of it. And Twitch was always weird to me because it kind of felt like the whole point of like those donations and whatnot. It's like, okay, you know, pays for some stuff, but it's, you know, it's kind of supposed to go back into the content. And I've only seen a few streamers put it back into the content to do like big fun stuff with it. You're taking
Mr. Beast style thing of like
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you start like Moist Critical, like I think sponsored Smash Fighters, or he has like a band and whatnot. So he goes into other stuff sometimes, but if it's not going anything, it seems counterintuitive. It feels like you're just pumping money into this thing that doesn't take much to function.
Well, exactly, and that's kind of the like I kind of pride myself on putting effort into the studio, the production value. So, but like when I had a talk with somebody, they basically do like social media consulting to try and help optimize your like media pursuits. So like help you with your YouTube channel, streams, all that. And he straight up told me like you should probably for live streams ease off on the production value. Like you should simplify it. You should basically make it look worse. And part of it is because when you're on Twitch and you come across a stream that's like pretty and it's expensive looking, it has all these crazy lights and that's magical, Cammy. You just
yeah,
showed it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually didn't see how that happened. I thought you just let the cat in, and then there was a drink in your hand. Oh my god!
I did just let the cat in. What are you talking about? I definitely didn't get
British
a drink on this evening.
magic.
The cat brought the drink. Yeah, I think it's just like if you're browsing Twitch and you come across somebody with like 20 viewers and they have a studio that's probably $10,000 to $20,000, it comes off weird. Like you think something must be wrong. If they put all this money and effort into making that studio look that good, why don't they have a bigger following? Must be because something's wrong or they're not entertaining. They're just like a spoiled rich kid. I'll move on. Whereas if you stumble on a stream with 20 viewers and it's just like, you know, a basic like PS2 camera and Apple AirPods as the microphone, it's like, okay, this guy's just like me. This is relatable. And I don't believe the stuff people say when they're like, well, like maybe Asmongold, I could see how he's just like, no, the microphone works. I don't need to upgrade it, whatever. I could get that because he's funny like that. But all these other guys, like Moist Critical, XQC, they know what they're doing when they don't upgrade, when they don't go crazy elaborate in their studio. Even like Tim the Tap Man, he just has a very simple camera aiming down on a wall. It's very basic. He didn't even have like actual lights until very, very recently. And I think again, it's just to make Twitch is all about relatability. It's all about relatability, which is why this breach is such a big deal to these streamers, because all of a sudden, like I said, that illusion's broken. They don't seem like just one of your friends. It's like, oh, this guy's kind of taking what I give him as like, I feel good that I'm helping this guy, I'm supporting him, when in reality, that is less than a drop in the bucket, because at least like a drop has some noticeable effect, you know?
And we should say, just because that illusion's broken doesn't mean you can't support Twitch streamers anymore. If you want to support those people, if you feel like you can't watch them anymore because of this, why? That doesn't make sense. It's not going to affect me nothing if I know now.
I was gonna say, I think that's why I didn't react to this as much because I was like, okay, I only really watch smaller streamers anyway. Like I just watch my friends and stuff. So when this came out, I was like, well, of course this is what streamers earn because we've all been very upfront about like, okay, this is the amount of money we get per subscriber and all. Like, have you had your Twitch payout yet? No, I haven't reached the like cut off for Twitch to pay me yet. Yada yada yada. So I think that's why it like didn't like I didn't really think about it because I was like, well, we've all been very honest with each other and on the channel anyway. But yeah, I didn't like think about it until like, okay, yeah, but these massive streamers who whose subs are in the hundreds of thousands, that's where it gets
Like
a bit more.
Yeah, it's just like you can still support them. I always found it weird
yeah.
that like the idea of donating like $50 to XQC doesn't make sense to me. I don't like it just doesn't click with me. I don't know why you would do that. Like I get that some people like for some streams you're trying to get exposure and like they have it set up because they get so many donations, so many subs, chat's going crazy. The only way you can get to the creator is if you donate a set amount, like only $100+ donations get notified on screen. And for some people who have cash burning in their pocket, that's worth it, as weird as it is. Just like, you know, having paying some celebrity on Cameo to say your name. Some people find that worth it. But like donating money to these guys has never made sense to me. But like you can still do it, still sub to them if you want the emotes and stuff. Just understand like they don't you are not their friend. You know, you're watching them, you're a fan, you're supporting them in that way, but it's a very one-sided relationship.
I think the experience is different depending on who you watch. That's worth remembering. Like if you're watching the small time people, you donate a tenner to them, it's gonna mean the world. And they're gonna be like they're probably gonna know your name, like they're gonna remember when you come watch them every day. You donate to one of these big guys, it's gonna be like, oh, what? I didn't see what happened. And that's nothing against them. Like
That's just
it's
how it
just
gets when you get huge.
it's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
no,
a tired baby.
it is a very tired baby.
Tired.
It's interesting because like when you get to those larger streamers, it's less about being a sub and a viewer. It's much more about like your cachet within the community. Like Nick, for instance, Nick Merckx, he will regularly avoid reading comments from people if they don't have like at least a 2-year badge. Because he's like, no, you got to put the time in the community before like you're a real member of the M fam. So it makes people who have been there for a while stick around because they're like, yeah, I put my time in. I've earned this. It's like you earned it by giving him $5 a month for 2 years. Like it's interesting the social dynamic of it. I'm actually really interested to see how like YouTube streaming ties into this because obviously there's trying to like poach creators and tie that in. And I think we're gonna see like YouTube trying some more novel stuff by way of different ways to support creators. I mean, I'll say straight up, the membership tab on YouTube is great. Like it allows me to make like critiques early access to just channel members. They get badges in the chat on YouTube and in live streams on YouTube. It's really cool and I think that works and integrates much better compared to trying to have your Twitch channel and YouTube channel separate. So it'll be interesting to see how it kind of pans out. I know Twitch is starting to feel a little heat because YouTube is taking like pretty big swings trying to poach creators. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this was a funny breach. Funny breach.
Ooh. Well, there's no transition for this next one.
I was just about to say, good luck with that segue.
Yeah, our bit we've gotten through our big ones. Here's a little tidbit to close out the show. Xbox 20th anniversary controller and headset.
Yeah.
Woo! It seems neat. There's nothing,
Yeah.
I mean, spectacular about it, but it's nice. 20 years. 20.
Yeah. It's I do like these things. It's fun. Like cool collectibles, especially a collectible you can actually use, I think is cool. Um it's fine. Like is this going to become a daily driver for people? I doubt it, but it's still cool to see.
A neat little
Controllers.
addition.
When is PlayStation going to get their crap together and do a pro, like an elite PS5 controller?
Or when are they going to do it in
All I
any
want-
color but white? Oh, well, they have a
No,
black
They
have a
already
one.
have.
They should do
They have
like
a
red
green.
one as well.
They should do like
They should do
emerald.
green.
They should do emerald green. They should do seafoam blue. They should do teal.
Straight up, you just want iPhone colors. Straight
Yeah, I
up,
want booming
you just said
colors.
seafoam blue. So you know that thing trended where everyone's like, it was the picture of the controller, the PS5 controller, and it was super gross and brown and disgusting. And he's like, I wish they had a black controller because this one gets so dirty. And everyone's like, dude, wash your hands. What is going on? How
He was
did your
dipping
controller
them
get
in
that
mud?
gross? That's what it looked like. I looked at my PS5 controller upstairs, and I had a bunch of brown, gross crap on it too. So I had to take like a Lysol wipe and scrub it. And I was
You're
like,
not the only one.
yes, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it was doing that. And so I scrubbed the crap out of it with like a disinfectant wipe, and it was fine. It went away. But I was like, I feel so bad because I also jumped on that bandwagon. Like it wasn't as
Nah.
bad as his. His was real bad. He probably is like a super sweaty guy because that's the only way I can
That's what
imagine.
it is. It's not dirt. It's just like
oil.
sweat and oils and skin from like your hands get sweaty if you're playing on controller a lot, and then it has like it's like the tiny like button thingies, isn't it?
Yeah, they have little. You can barely see them, but
Yeah, you can't really see
the
it, but
texture is squares, triangles, X. Like it's the buttons. For
yeah.
PlayStation,
And
it's
they just pick it up and they just make it like it's cool, but it just picks up on the
and it just holds it.
oils and stuff and it holds it.
Yeah. Well, it makes me wonder, like my Elite controller.
How dirty is
How
that?
gross must this be?
Oh, it
And
must
it's
be.
dark, so it covers it. I don't think I want to know, but it did make me go and wipe all of the controllers in the house down. So I was like, "Oh,
Oh no.
that's nasty."
All of my
you
controllers
saying
are
that-
dark colors. I did have a white one once, and it got so gross I threw it away. It
Yeah.
still worked. I just
Yeah.
threw it away. Oh no, wait,
I
that's
really-
right. I spilled French dip sauce on it. That's why I had to throw it away. But that got it dirty. So
We've all been there.
it spilled on my lap. That shirt I was wearing is still messed up from it. It's been through the wash like 8 times.
Yeah,
So you
French
threw away the controller, but not the shirt.
Well, I mean,
Sure.
you know, I have I have dozens of controllers.
mean,
I only got like 6 shirts.
Oh,
Say the black. I don't have one. The black PS5 remote looks pretty banging. It looks pretty
Emerald green.
I like the
red.
black. Well, just like straight up, if they released an official PS5 controller. Hello, are you looking at Cammy again? He's looking at Cammy.
you might have to bleep this out. I don't know. He's either looking at me, like I said, because I have a generic face, or is he being breastfed?
He is. You look delicious.
Give me. You don't have to do that, unless it will.
It's
like,
fine. It's
demonetize
not
the
that
thing.
weird. It's a
It's
baby.
Fine. It's a baby. I think that it's either generic face, so he thinks like, we were talking about this on Tuesday, like brown hair, brown eyes, generic features. He's either like, I know that face because that face looks like every face I've ever seen, or it's boobies.
Boobies.
It's like that part in Malcolm in the
It's
Middle.
boobies.
Remember where Jamie's dreaming in Malcolm? They all have gigantic breasts.
Everybody has massive boobs. Yeah. Every once in a while, Nikki's like, I wonder what he's dreaming about, because he's just laying there going like, I feel like he's just dreaming of boobs. Like that's all he's dreaming about. Just boobs.
It's okay, kid. It's not weird.
It's
Okay.
I
not
won't make
weird.
it
Don't
weird.
feel weird, but you should feel weird about how much your Twitch streamers are making.
You should
Apart
feel
from
weird.
me.
Apart from
You can
any
donate
of
to me
us,
if you want.
we are all
Donate to us.
we're all super relatable. I sleep in a box. This is
Yeah.
my entire apartment. Everything you see here. There's nothing
We-
over here. This is a
We all have
Listen, it's a
dirty
wall.
controllers. It's fine.
it's
You're
a
just like
wall
you.
right there. It's a look how low my roof is. I live in a box. Give me
Tiny,
money.
tiny box.
Yeah.
Please.
It is just, it's so crazy that like I said, I just find the dynamic fascinating that somebody who is like wealthier than anybody you've ever met can get
Random.
tens of thousands of people to willingly just throw money at them for no reason at all, other than maybe some badges and emotes and chat. That
Favorite thing is like when it happens more on YouTube than on Twitch. It happened a lot in Britain like a little while ago when all those like British YouTubers got really wealthy and they were like multimillionaires. So they bought their £1 million mansion and their like supercars and everything, which is fine. Like if you've earned the money, spend it on what you want. You do you. But then they still were pretending to be like, oh, we're just the girl next door.
Yeah.
Like we have problems like you. I was like, no, either own it or
That's the thing. Like we all bash like Logan and Jake Paul. The one thing I will say, at least they're like authentic enough to be like, yeah, no, I just mostly care about the money. Buy my merch so I can be a multimillionaire and live in this crazy mansion. Then like Jeffree Star shows like a new $14 million mansion he just moved into because he needed the space with his 2 dogs. Like
Jesus
it,
Christ.
like they're authentic at least, you know what you're getting. And I understand like I'm fairly private, but like I don't know, I get the privacy argument that some creators are like, no, this is what I do, I make these YouTube videos, that's it, or I stream, I don't show my personal life, I don't do that stuff. I can respect that, but I also can respect the people that are like, yeah, you throw tons of money at me, I'm very, very wealthy, and I'm going to show you I'm very, very wealthy. And yeah, it's crazy. Word to your mother wise though, the way you actually make extreme wealth on this, like these sub numbers are crazy. I guarantee you the overwhelming majority of their income is from their sponsorships. Because like straight up, we were just talking with a sponsor for my main channel, and like going into the holidays, it drops off after the holidays, but going into the holidays, these brands, if you find the right one, they will pay like $5,000 to $10,000 if you can guarantee like 250,000 views. Like they will just throw money at you because it's cheaper for them to do that than to go to Google and do it through AdSense, because that's way more expensive. So they'll just do it with that, and then the creator talks about it. I think eventually they'll catch up because like a lot of YouTubers are just putting timestamps in their videos, and they timestamp the ad read and then right after the ad read, so people just skip it. So I think like brands will start to notice that and probably like have restrictions where you can't put timestamps in sponsored videos, or something even more elaborate where they like, I think the best sponsorships are the ones where they just straight up like pay you and pay for this elaborate video, like, hey, we're going to E3 sponsored by Squarespace. They pay, and then every video we do is sponsored by Squarespace. They paid for us to get out here. We wear like shirts with their logo. That's, I think, the best way to do it. But these brands, I mean, they will just throw money at these creators just because they have an audience that will look at their stuff. So, and no, we're not getting paid $5,000 to $10,000. They had a bunch of other weird restrictions that were odd.
You can't have kids if you want to be a YouTuber, is what they told
Yeah,
Luke.
that's not allowed.
And what we told them was, well, screw you. And now this is us on. This is like that. I saw that bunch of. I don't have a TikTok, but I saw a bunch of things where people were. There's like this guy, and he was like, "Oh, my manager fired me because he said I was too punk rock. Listen to my punk rock band to show him." Like that kind of thing, where they're just horrible, manipulative assholes. That's not what we're doing, but let's show them.
I mean, it is funny because like even the guys that own it and are transparent and will be like Bo Burnham's a great example because in like his new special Inside, he has all these songs where he's like, "How do I heal the world? Should I give away my money? No." Like, and he calls it out. That he's like, "There's only one thing I can do to save the world while being paid and being the center of attention."
Yeah.
And like, so he owns it, so he's self-aware, and then he proceeds to still do it, you know. And I think there's something likable about that, you know. At least if the streamer was like, yeah, throw me your subs. I mean, to be fair, $5 is like nothing to me, and whatever, like I don't care that much. But if you want to support me, that'd be cool. Like, at least own it. Don't pretend like
You are peasants to me. I am a god. Your money means nothing unless it is in great sex, for which you bring forth to my throne, you peons.
what was that streamer, the girl that like screamed at her chat one day because they hadn't gotten enough subs for her goal, and she's like, "Really, you're gonna sit and watch me for hours and you can't afford
Yeah.
$5?" And then
Yeah.
she did the clapping thing that I can't say. You can't afford $5.
Just
You want to
bad,
piss me
greedy
off.
people. That's the thing, too, about this whole persona thing, where it's like, oh, you're putting up a front or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, but at least it's not a horrible one. At least they're not being horribly annoying or like hurtful to anyone. It's like, oh, they're trying to play the everyman, and people are paying them to be the everyman or the every
Yeah, there's
woman.
worse things to play as. Like the Logan Pauls, like we said, they have to play as the wealthy boxer and rap star who's a prick, you know?
Yeah, we're all playing parts. That's all it is. Luke's. Oh, now we're gonna get taken down because Luke just showed his full
My ass
rectum.
crack.
Jesus
Full rectum.
Christ.
Full metal rectum.
That's Kojima's new game.
Oh, nothing would surprise me anymore.
Uh, yeah, it's just that, and going all the way back. So to wrap this up, we can all talk about games we're playing. Okay.
Oh god. Okay.
I'm working on a video on the Death Stranding director's cut. I did post, speaking of TikTok, I posted like a 2-minute version of the video on TikTok. I think I'm going to be trying to do that, where I have like a 60-second review of a game, just the polar opposite of what I normally do. And I can post that as like stories on my Instagram, on TikTok, and that type of thing. But like, one of my frustrations with Kojima and Death Stranding is that his fans are so sycophantic that they refuse to criticize anything, right? He can do no wrong. So like Yong, yeah, he plays the director's cut, says it's a reiteration of a masterpiece and it's brave, stunning, and beautiful. When like I went through the director's cut, there's false advertising in how they pitched the director's cut to people, implying there were going to be these stealth missions, Metal Gear Solid inspired, blah blah blah. It ends up just being shooting galleries. The driving and shooting sucked in the base game, but it was okay because that wasn't the focus of the game. It was about like hiking and exploring. In the director's cut, they add a racetrack and a shooting range, doubling down on the two worst systems in the game, and they don't adjust it or fix it at all. If anything, they added a new vehicle called the Roadster, which is worse than any of the other vehicles in the base game. It just is awful. And you can't use it to deliver anything because it's so bad. So all of these criticisms we made, he completely ignored and doubled down on, which either shows that he just doesn't give a crap and doesn't think that those are fair criticisms, or he just doesn't care. Or more likely, I think he just listens to his fans, and the fans say it's brave, stunning, and beautiful and fantastic, and he doesn't bother listening to any criticisms, which doesn't bode well for whatever game they're making next. Because, as I said, Kojima is a great director. He's great if you can rein him in and somebody can keep him from just being totally insane. Death Stranding, I think, was too unbridled and he just went a little too crazy, especially with his monologues that he wrote and all of that crap. Um, I mean, he literally has a character called Die Hard Man. Like, do I need to say more? So I don't know what the next game will hold, but the director's cut does not bode well for it. That's what I've been dealing with. That's my week. Cammy, what have you been playing? And does it suck?
I finished Until Dawn.
Yes, I saw
I
that clip you made on your stream. I
yeah.
think it was at the very beginning of the game, but it was funny.
Oh, thank you. I put on like sound alerts because it's for charity, so I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go for it. And I put on like sound alerts, and someone just jump scared me just at the wrong time, and I jumped so much that like my headphones fell off, and I fell out my chair, and it was really bad.
Really?
But I finished it.
Yeah.
I didn't find it as bad as Resi 7. It didn't scare me so much as Resi 7, and I only two people died, so I was pretty chuffed with that.
That's
Hey,
pretty good.
that's a
That's
good
pretty good.
Thank
run.
Yeah.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I think my first one, I got one person out. It was
I will
not.
admit though, I like reloaded it like 3 times because I was like, I want to make sure the dog's all right. Well, it's a wolf, it's not a dog. But I was like, I need to pet it and I need to give it a bone and we're going to be best friends. So I reloaded it a couple of times, but yeah,
No, that's good.
only two
That's
people
good.
died. Yeah, I
Do
thought it was
you
okay.
do you think, like, how would you rate the game? Do you think it's as good? Because a lot of people consider it a cult classic of the
Yeah, I mean, as someone who's not into horror, like at all, even I, like when I was playing it, I was like, I recognized the tropes and I was like I had a lot of fun with like guessing, okay, I think like I guessed that Rami Malek was the psycho.
Mm.
And like I had fun going, okay, I think this is gonna be this, I think this is gonna be this. Which is why I enjoyed it more than 7, because I think Resi 7 even, because it was less scary and more like interactive. um oh, who's gonna die next, and oh, spot the trope and like all of that sort of thing.
You get to be in a
um
little campy horror movie. It's fun.
yeah, it was fun. It was just good fun. Am I gonna play it again? Probably not, but that's a lot better than Resi 7 where I was like, I uninstalled it immediately after I finished it. So it's like a not horror fans horror game
Yeah,
is what
it's
I'd
more like
say.
a kitschy
Yeah.
action game that has nods to horror.
Yeah. So like for me, it was much more of a fun time than I was expecting. So I
And
liked it.
let me ask you this. Did you find the like, obviously that game has a huge reliance on quick time events
Yeah.
and that type of thing. Did you find that troublesome or did you not mind it?
I didn't mind it because I've played like Detroit Become Human and like Heavy Rain and like
Oh, Heavy Rain.
oh, Heavy Rain. Yeah, I've played those sort of games before and I knew it was in a similar vein, so I was kind of like I knew what to expect going in. Um and with games like that, like I've seen people criticize them saying like, oh, it's not proper gameplay and it's like it's just an interactive film, and I get where they're coming from. But didn't mind. I don't feel strongly either way about it. The one thing I did think was cool was that like the don't move sections where you have to hold the controller. So I thought that was cool. The slight problem is that someone wrote in my chat like, "Oh, just put the controller on the desk."
Yeah, that's the trick for it.
Yeah, which like that really helped me because I wanted to try and make sure everyone survived, so I could just put it on the desk and then I wasn't gonna jump, get shit scared or whatever. If you were playing like kick back on the sofa, I think it would, work better. That was
Well,
the only thing. But
like when I first played it, we played it in a group. Like we all sat on a couch together and we would go through a section. Then when the characters would shift, we'd hand the controller off to the next person. And for something like that, I mean, I will say that's a really fun social game because everyone's yelling at the person to make one choice and they make the other. And then, the character dies, so everyone yells at the person. It's fun. But like holding the controller, like Jabe said, on the couch, like that is really stressful, especially if like somebody has it on their stomach or on their lap and they shift even just a little, it can screw everything up.
Yeah,
Um,
that was really cool.
We tried to do that with Man of Medan a year back. That one night we played some Mario Kart and then went for Man of Medan. I don't think we made it past like even the fourth quest. That game is so bad.
it is so bad. It shows how far the studio has fallen, and it's too bad because Until Dawn I thought was really cool. It was novel. It sold well. It was just fascinating and unique too. But then they went off, and I think they had to go and make a bunch of like PlayStation Move or Connect games or something. They did something just like really weird and random. Um, and then when they got back together and they were like, okay, let's try doing Until Dawn again. They did this horror anthology with Man of Medan and whatever the second one is called. And they are so bad. Like Man of Medan, honestly, is one of the most disappointing games I have ever played in my entire life. Just, I was so hopeful, and knowing like what they were able to achieve in Until Dawn, everything that that game had going for it is awful in Man of Medan. The characters are unlikable. They have no chemistry. Performances are crappy. The animation is weird and stilted, but not in a passable way like it wasn't Until Dawn. The gameplay is bizarre. The choices don't feel like they actually have consequence. It just wasn't good. And it's just too bad. Jacob, what are you playing?
Well, I've played a little Breath of the Wild this week. It's been a busy,
Attaboy.
busy week for me. So I've not had a whole lot of time to play games. But today I'm going to start Deathloop. So that'll be fun.
I'm really excited because Jacob is a big fan of Arcane and Dishonored. Did you play Prey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Arcane, I've played just about everything Arcane's done except for Arx Fatalis, which I think was one of their first games.
Yeah.
But who knows?
They're
There's
very
still time.
talented. Phenomenal team over there. But I think Cammy and I both agree, we were talking about this. It's no masterpiece. Those 10 out of 10 ratings don't make any sense. So we'll see what Jacob thinks. Maybe next week he'll have it finished and we can poke and
Chat.
prod.
I said
Yeah.
I'll share my theory before we get out. My theory is
Okay.
that the Dishonored games and Prey were always pretty niche, like across the board. Not a lot of people got super into those. It was like, yeah, it's published by Bethesda, but people focus on Skyrim and Fallout. It's like Arcane. Who's that? That's not Bethesda software. It's not a big open world game. Whatever. People just kind of put it as an afterthought for the most part. Then you get a brand new IP with an iconic art style that's really recognizable, with kind of like a fun little concept. And then it shows off all these cool moves you can do. And then some people would be willing to give that a try. You get new people into that. And these new people who haven't played a Arcane game before see some of the Arcane magic, where there's things like when you throw something in an Arcane game, it feels orgasmic. It's so nice. Everything has a nice weight to it. All the physics make perfect sense. It's just awesome anytime you throw anything or you're like tossing stuff around or jumping around. So I think that a new audience was exposed to it, to this new game that was more accessible than something like Dishonored. And because of that, they were like, oh my god, this is perfect. No one's ever done it before. But if you've played an Arcane game before, you kind of know that that's what you're getting into. So I think there's no chance I think this game is going to be bad once I give it a try, because it's Arcane and everything they've ever made that I've played has been awesome. But that's my working theory, is that people who had never tried those games gave it a go and just got hooked and realized how good they were from the get-go. But
We're
that's
giving
press start. We'll
nothing
see you
away.
later.
I agree. Yeah. So
There you go.
we'll see. We'll tackle that next week. Hopefully, you all are staying safe and healthy. I love you all. You guys are great.
Thanks,
The
Luke.
team is great.
Oh,
Tammy
he
and Jacob
wasn't
are great.
talking about us. He was talking about everyone subscribe and donate $5 so we don't report it for 3 years. And then I'm gonna buy an Aston Martin and drive it to Cami, and it's gonna come out that I'm like a billionaire and I've been funneling money out of the channel and stealing it from Luke and Cami. And I'm gonna say you broke the persona I was putting up, and I'm gonna be really upset about it. That's the plan. If this video gets 100 likes, we'll do that next week.
Oh, will we?
We will.
Oh.
We'll figure it out. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
We'll see you then.